Alright, in this video we are going to see how to create this design into working HTML and CSS. So not only this particular design, we are going to convert this as a responsiveness. That means the design would be different for mobile and this design would be different for desktop as well. So we are going to target on the 3 breakpoint. The first one is mobile, and then comes the tablet version, and then comes the desktop version. So you are seeing right now the desktop version. To follow along, I'll leave the source code right now. I would be creating, and along with the images, so that you can follow with me. And other than that, if you want to learn how to create this wireframe, I have a separate tutorial for the wireframe, so I'll leave the link in the description. So this is created with the help of Figma, and it also has all the required files. Now once this is created, this video we are going to, so actually this is what we call, this is the WP bakery. So let me show you the Figma version of it. Over here,
this video we are going to create the
video we are going to see how to create, and this is it. Alright, I leave this link in the description so that you can learn the Figma version. So this is the complete website, and I'm just breaking the part of website so that we are going to create from scratch. Now in case if you want to learn the conversion of this into working website,
I have a separate how to create this front page.
I have a separate video for the WordPress. So this front page is created with the help of WordPress, the same wireframe which I have converted here. So if you want, you will get all the required files along with the images, so you can learn how to convert this into the working HTML landing page. Fine, now let's get work on our design. So over here we have two sections. So the first section, and this is the second section. Here we are going to use the position relative so that the section looks slightly overlapping with the banner section, and that's it. Let's get started. So let me remove everything and start from scratch. Fine, just to give you an overview, we just have the external style sheet which we will be styling it in this video, and then I have a font awesome icon link. So if you see, we have a font awesome icon, or you can make a custom Illustrator icon which I have a separate tutorial for it. And then we have the font which is Roboto. The first one is Roboto and second one is Roboto with font weight 400, 700 and 900. That's it. Let's get started. We have the first section. So section is a tag with ID, banner, and inside the banner we have container class, so that we can give some margin left, and we have h3, don't worry about the smelling, and then we have h4, the superior choice for commercial cleaning, break tag for, and then comes the button, read more, and then comes the next section. We'll call this as feature, and over here again we have container, and this container you can see we have some more margin than usual, and then we have a row. Inside row we have column. Since we don't have any spaces, what we can do is we do not have to have a container. We can directly add the font awesome icon. So let me get into the font awesome icon. So this is the custom made icon what you are seeing right now on the image. I'm just getting it from the official link. Sorry for that. let's choose this, click on it. It will take some time, and just click this, and we have the font awesome icon. Then we have the H6, and then we have paragraph, let's say a lorem of 10 words. Likewise, we need 3 columns, 2 and 3. Expert advice, labor expense. So let me open it. So the HTML is here. This is how it looks. Now let's design this. We have a section tag with ID, banner. Then we have container, and inside the container we have H3 and H4. H3, H4. Then we have button, and then comes the other section. We have named it as feature, and inside the feature we have a row, and then we have, first we have container, then we have row, and then we have column. Inside the column we have I tag, and inside the column we have H6, and then we have paragraph. So if you refresh, this is how it looks. So we haven't styled anything, you cannot see anything. Now the reason for highlighting this is to avoid the CSS crossover. As you can see, we have container and container, both name are same, but the style is going to be different. To avoid this kind of CSS override issue, we are making the hierarchy. Fine. Now if you see, the width is 100%, so width 100 vertical width, and height 80 vertical height. And let's give the background image URL, image tag, where this come control B, and now control O. On the image we have named it as this one, or let's say this one. Close it, /.jpg. Now if I see, this is how it looks. As you know, we have a container. Let's make this display, we don't need to make display flex for this. What we need is, we need margin top and bottom on all sides. Let me make this 50 pixel. Refresh this. So actually it's not margin, it is padding. And now you see we got the required space, and now this content will be at the center. So what we can do, we have a container, so let's give display flex to this. Display flex, align item, flex start, and justify content center. Now you can see we have given flex start. Why it's not working? Let me check. So justify content is flex start and align is the center, align item is center. Cool, just copy this and paste it. Get out of inspect. So the thing that we have learned is align item is the vertical alignment and justify content is the horizontal alignment. Cool. Now whatever is there inside the container, I want the color to be white. Now let's just increase the font size. Okay, I've chosen the, let's take this out, choose this guy, font size 20 pixel, letters spacing 10 pixel, and a margin bottom 20 pixel. 20 pixel is too much, 10 pixel. Then just copy this seems alright, and paste it for the H3. Now for the H4, font size 35 pixel, even bigger. Cool. Actually you see everything is perfect. So let's copy this and paste it for the H4. I think we have to give a margin bottom properly for the above heading. Let me choose that. So 0 was okay, we'll leave with the flow. And then let's copy the color. We are going to work on the button. So background, we have copied the gray color by mistakenly. So let's choose it. So copy this, select this, and it is copied. And now just pass it. So it's an extension called Colorzilla. Color is going to be white and padding is going to be 20 on all sides. Top bottom 20, left right 40 pixel, and border radius 12 pixel, and border 0, outline none, and font size 20 pixel, margin top 20 pixel. Cool, that's all right. Select all and give this to the button. So if I refresh again, this is how it looks. We need some space, so let's add a margin bottom for the first heading. 10. Cool. Now almost there. Now let's work on the second section, which is the grid section. So we have a grid, so let me show you. Now let's work on the container. Let's give margin top and bottom 0, left and right 150 pixel. Just let's see. Yeah, that seems alright. We have some space. It starts from R. Okay, we are slightly starting it outside, not an issue. If you want, you can make the 50 to 100 pixel for the container. refresh it. Now that looks okay. Now you can see it's starting from the R. Now what we need, we want to choose a container. The container here is row, and let me make this display flex. So whatever column is inside, it will be on the side by side. Let's give height of 300 pixel for the column and a width of 33%, and let's give the background color as a red just to differentiate. It's not image, but refresh it. That looks cool. Now we want this content to be at the center. So for that, what we can do is, again we need to make display flex, horizontal alignment, justify content center, and vertical alignment, align items center. Refresh it, and cool. But I want one below the other, so flex direction column. Sorry for that. And whatever the content is there, I want it to be color white. Cool. Now let's style this and then use the relative. Now first choose the I tag, give the font size of 35 pixel, even bigger. 100 pixel is alright. Margin bottom 15 pixel. Copy this and give this to the I tag, and then we have H6, which is H6 font size 20 pixel, margin bottom 15 pixel. Copy this and paste this to the H6. Now what else we need? We want padding on both sides for the paragraph, and I believe we need to add a font weight. Font weight 20, let's say 400, 600, and padding top and bottom 0, left and right 50 pixel. Let me take this guy somewhere. Now let's copy this and let's make text align center. So let's copy this and paste this. We don't need margin bottom, we will make this 5 pixel. Refresh it. That looks alright. Now I need to increase the H6 font size. Let me make this 25. And now we need a 10 bottom. Now let's try call the row. This is row, and let's give the margin top to negative 100 pixel. Yeah, that works. We don't need a relative. Now let's change it. We want it to be a white and the color to be black. Cool. Not exact black, let's make this gray, somewhat this color. For paragraph and for H6. Cool. So you can see we have almost completed this. I think we don't need letter spacing. We have given this letter spacing to the h3. Cool. Now you have to make this class active. Let's add the class active, and we need to make separate classes for active. Call with class active will have color white, and everything is not required. The same way, column active need to be of color red. So background, refresh this, and the font size also, font icon also with class I, with class active, the color need to be white. So in short, it won't work because we have to override it. Cool, isn't it? We have almost completed. Now it's time for the responsiveness. So let's target the breakpoint. So breakpoint is simply we are going to target a particular screen size so that we can give style. Now the breakpoint that we are going to choose is for desktop and the tablet. Don't worry, you might be wondering, we have already designed the desktop, then why desktop again? So there's a concept called bootstrap. There's a concept called a mobile first, which is introduced by bootstrap. So always we should design for the desktop, for the mobile first. So whatever we have written here, it should be for the mobile. So let's get into the mobile view. Choose the mobile view, and let's attach this. Now if you see, the font size is too big. The first thing, let's reduce the padding to 0 and call this guy we have added the padding over here. So just copy this particular line, and this is for mobile, so it should be 0, and for desktop it should be 100%. So the same style will be applied for the desktop as well, but whatever you write inside, it will just override. So in this case, if I have copied this, and I have just the color white will be applied, but the padding 0% will be overridden with the padding 100% on the desktop. That's the only difference. Now the concept clear, you can just make use of this. Let's call this. For desktop it's 55, and for mobile it is 24. Just copy this, and for the desktop, as I said, it is going to be 55. Now for this, let me decrease the font size. We don't need margin bottom. Copy this and copy the whole thing. We want the font size to be 10, and we don't need the margin bottom. And let's paste the content. Refresh it. Cool. Actually, we need a margin bottom. Now we just need to do the same thing. Font size, padding everything seems alright. Just copy this guy, and before modifying it, let me add this to the desktop version, and we'll change this on the mobile version. So we don't need everything. We are just going to override the padding, the font size, and the margin top. Cool. And we need a padding top and bottom 0, left and right 20 pixel for mobile. Can make this 10. So cool. Now it's time to work on the second section. Choose the container, and let me make this 10. Call this guy. For the mobile view, let's copy this, and on mobile it is going to be 10, and for desktop it is going to be 150. And then we have a row. Margin top is alright. Let's try to decrease the font size first, and then we'll work on the padding and margin. Cool. Font size 40 pixel. Copy this. For mobile it is 40, for desktop it is going to be 100, and then we have H6. Copy this for desktop version, and it is going to be 13. Refresh this, and now for the paragraph, let me add the font size of 12 pixel, and let me remove the padding. Cool. Copy this. We have added font size of 12 pixel and a padding of 10. Let me copy this and paste it. We have just modified two things. It was 30 earlier, and for font size we'll check and cross verify it. Now the height, so let's try to give min height and check. It doesn't work. 200 is alright for mobile. Copy this. For mobile it is going to be 200, but for desktop it is going to be 300. Whatever is there inside, just remove. Refresh it. Now again we are getting the scroll bar. We should not get the scroll bar. Let me see what is causing the scroll bar. Width, height, everything seems perfect. So let me refresh it. So let's make this display none and check. So the thing is, we should not get the scroll bar. We are getting the scroll bar. Let me see why. Height width is 100%. Let me make this 100%. Still we have. So actually I just zoomed in with the help of Control plus. So Control 0 will zoom it out. So this is for the text mobile screen version. And let's check the desktop version. Desktop version, the font size is very small. As I said, we have to override this. 20. Yeah, 15 is alright. Now you have seen the two version for mobile screen and for desktop, but in between we have something called tablet. So between 768 and 992, so let's say 800 width. On 800 width we have the tablet version. In that case the font size is very small. So what we do is we'll just copy paste the same thing for the desktop and check if that works fine. Yeah, it actually works fine, but this is right. We want the font size to be reduced, or what we can do is get the container and let me make this 100. Call this for the mobile screen and make this as 70 pixel, and let's check. And that looks amazing for tablet as well. And this is for desktop. This is for desktop, and in between 760 and 992 we have tablet, and below 762 we have mobile screen. So let me zoom in for the mobile screen. Moto G, Galaxy 5 Pixel. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.